Hi, I'm Jan. I'm a Brussels greeter for like 1 year now. I started to do it because I like to travel and I like to meet people who travel around and to exchange ideas about the city where I live. It helps me a lot to discover my own city through the eyes of other people. Well, today we start here at the old city harbor of Brussels. I wanted to show you this because it's a neighborhood in full expansion, full development, like the most areas around the city center of Brussels. But it's a nice gateway to the west of the city, which is still a very underdeveloped in a cultural and social way. Most of the people who come in Brussels from abroad of the country, strangers, they come to this part of the city around the canal to then move up in a social scale on the social ladder and then to move out to other parts of Brussels, richer parts of Brussels, or even in Flanders and in Wallonia. And that's why it makes such an interesting area around the canal. It's to see how people come from nothing, from scratch, and then they make their lives, they take the opportunities that the city offers them, and then they try to move socially. From the city center they call it the Zinnekes because it's connected to the river the Zinne, and it's also a nickname for Brussels people. And on this side of the canal they call it Moord de Vaartkapoenen. So in Molenbeek, Anderlecht, they're the same kind of street gangs, but they were called Kapoentjes is called, it's a little rascal in fact, Kapoen. And Vaart is an old name for a canal. So it was the name for the gangs were more like the rascals from the other side of the canal. And they were known for having little fights with the Zinnekes because they were from another neighborhood. And you'll find it also here in this statue. It's that naughty kind of characteristic of their personality, but still making fun of it. He grabs a police officer in a sneaky way, and he comes out of the sewers. Really, the connection with the water again. And that's I think it's also typically for the Brussels youth that live now here. There's that little edge that they're a bit they don't behave very well, but it stays always in a kind of funny comic book way. Since I'm quite in a love-hate relation with my own city, I like to hear the criticism, but also the nice things that people feel about this city, because it's only my point of view, as I always lived here. So I don't want to become too much on my own island here in Brussels. I really like to know how Brussels influences people, how Brussels, how a city, in fact, because it's not only about Brussels, but how a city can change the lives of people, like it's changing my life every day. And I hope to learn more about the city and about the whole world, in fact, through the eyes of visitors here.